Hey everybody, it's Jenna with Stampin' Around the Clock. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. It was definitely beautiful here in Wisconsin. So tonight I am going to share with you the Scrappy strip technique. So you guys have seen me post a couple of pictures using this technique. I actually found the video on Kylie Bertucci's YouTube channel. Her husband, Bruno, started the trend. He created a card to match a painting that they had purchased for their home. And the card was a thank you card to the artist. And I will post a link in the comments on this Facebook Live so that you guys can actually go to Kylie's blog and read all about it. And then you can watch Bruno actually make the card. It's super, super cool. I just love watching them, and I think you will as well. So I've had a lot of my friends and customers ask me how to do this. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. I figured this was perfect for Mother's Day. I have a number of women in my life who are not necessarily my mom, but are just as important to me. And I love this greeting from the Praiseworthy Prose stamp set. It says, family, noun, protectors and guardians, a source of love, connection, and kinship. So I think that'll be perfect for the women in my life. So we are going to get started. We're going to use a regular size card base. I'm using the Rococo Rose, which is one of the 2019 to 21 in colors. You want two pieces that are cut 5 1/4 by 4. So one will be your layer, your first card layer, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with this. Now, you can use whatever, 1 inch, 1.5 inch strips that you have. Just for simplicity, I'm actually going to just take some larger scraps that I have. This is the Pleased as Punch paper, designer series paper that was available during Celebration. This was one of my favorites, so I have lots of it. I'm going to pull out my trimmer. And what we're going to do is we are just going to cut these. Now again, you can use whatever scraps you have. But I'm going to cut these. I'm angling here at the bottom. And I am just going to keep cutting. So the way that I made this card, I need 8 of these pieces. So we're going to use that one, and then we'll also use this one. And I'm not measuring anything. I am literally just chopping up little pointed pieces. Okay, so there's 8. I'm going to cut one that is actually straight. Alright, so we're going to set that aside. Now I found that, oh, whoops, I did forget one piece. For my centerpiece, I'm using the rose glimmer paper. So again, it's just a scrap piece that I have. Okay, I'll set that aside. And now that second piece of Rococo Rose, we are going to glue these down, glue our scraps to this piece of paper. I found that the Tombow Works the best for this because it's the most forgiving, so you can actually move the pieces around once you adhere them. We're going to start with the straight-edged piece. So I think I'll use the... So I'm just going to put some glue on here. You don't have to glue the edges because that's going to actually hang over. And I'm leaving just a tiny bit of the cardstock there. Okay. And then we will glue the rest of these. So this is a great way, if you're a demonstrator, it's a great way to show off the designer series papers in a certain pack. I've got a couple of examples I'll show you. If you could do a wedding card using the wedding colors, whatever. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of alternating, leaving just a little bit of the back cardstock there. Let's see, what have we got here? Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I'm just going to keep gluing these pieces down. Oh wait, I want to use the glimmer paper here. So like I said, this is the rose glimmer paper. I just love this. I'm all about sparkles, but this rose paper is just so pretty. And I'm just doing that to give it kind of a different look. That's all. You don't have to use it. I'll show you some examples where I just used regular cardstock, where and let's see, we can fit at least one, maybe two more on here. I think we'll stick with just the one. Okay. So you can see that, and it's hanging over the edges. Okay. I'm going to set this aside, let it dry for a minute. We'll put together the rest of the pieces. So I am just going to make my regular card base. And I am going to adhere my first layer. Now again, this was 5 1/4 by 4. I'm just gonna right on there. I have this sentiment was cut out with my die cutting machine, and the painted labels dies from the January to June mini catalog. I'm using the Rococo Rose ink. And I am going to center it. It's a little crooked, but it'll be okay. So this is the Rococo Rose Scallop Linen Ribbon. It's nice and thick. We're going to use that. So we are going to cut this to 5 inches, 5¼ inches as well. I'm actually going to cut it just a little bit over, and then we'll tape it to the back of this. And then I need my heart. So for those of you that are new to Stampin' Up, something that they recently started doing, it is, yes, Renee, it is just to add extra layer or extra depth to it. You don't need to do that, but it just adds a little texture to it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, this is a piece of the DSP, same packaging, and this is one of the hearts from the Heart Punch Pack, and you'll see it lines up perfect. And you can just punch that out. This paper was really nice because it coordinated with the hearts, the tulip punch, and the umbrella punch. Okay, so this should be dry enough. I'll set these pieces aside for a moment. Get my trimmer back out. I'm going to flip this over. Now, I want this to be the same size as this. So this is going to be, I'm going to cut this, or no, I'm sorry, not the same size. This is going to be our third layer. So we're going to cut this down to 5 3¾ inches. So generally, I just look at this side. This is the side I feel like I'm going to cut off. So I'm going to measure it here. 5. Just cut it right off. Now this, so you want to measure this at 3 3/4, but I want to be able to cut on both sides. So what I actually do is I cut it at whatever that is. I think it's like 7/8. Line it up. And then I can line it up on this side at my 3 3/4. And voila. So this is your next layer. So, but I do have the ribbon that I want to add on here. And like I said, I've got a little bit extra on here, so it'll just go around the back of the card here. Okay. And then we're going to adhere this. Now it could go this way, it could go this way, whatever you think looks the best. You could use your Tombow glue on this as well. I like snail. All right, we're gonna just center that in there. Okay. Now, I use dimensionals to adhere my greeting. One of the things that you'll chuckle at if you watch Kylie's video is I have never seen anyone use as many dimensionals as Bruno does. It's crazy. Alright, and then I'm just going to put our little heart on there. Again, I'm just putting it on with a dimensional. And then I used the petal pink rhinestones. Just give it just a tiny bit more bling. Perfect. And it's all done. So it was actually super quick, super easy. You can use your scraps that you have on hand, and it just makes a great card. So I'm going to show you the rest of them that I've made over the past couple of weeks. So this one uses the Tropical Oasis papers and the burlap ribbons. Again, I used the painted label dies and the sprig punch. This one I'm sending to a girlfriend of mine who is supposed to get married on Saturday and isn't. This one is using the Dress to Impress suite. You can see how I just used the same paper, I just flipped it around. Again, using the painted labels and the rose glimmer paper. This one I've shown you guys before, so this uses the ornate garden papers. This is that new suite that will be in the new catalog in June, but you can get it now. And then this one is the one that I said uses just regular paper scraps. Here I'm featuring the in colors that are retiring. These are the colors that if you want them, you want to order them right away. The new catalog is available to demonstrators this week. The retiring list is available to customers this week. So I will be emailing you guys that as soon as I have it. You'll want to remember things like designer series paper, anything that has to do with the retiring in colors. Those things are going to go super, super fast. So if you want them, make sure that you order them right away. And again, I will post the links to Kylie Bertucci's blog and her YouTube videos so that you can see the story behind the technique. Friday night, I have another Facebook Live. We'll be doing the April paper pumpkin, and I'll show you some alternative projects to make with that. And then next Sunday, we'll have another project to share. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments or text me, email me, whatever. Hope you guys are all doing well. I really, really miss seeing your faces. So take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.